ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे श्रृणवातां sva-kathāḥ कृष्ण puṇya-śravaṇa-kīrtanaḥ stho abhadrāṇi vidhunoti suhṛt. How many of you have memorized this verse? Okay. So this is a very important verse of the Bhagavatam. And as we stated the other day, Bhagavatam first canto very nicely summarizes the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. So Sutta Goswami is responding to the questions. The sages in Navashranya invited Sutta Goswami to give them direction. And the main concern was to get direction which could be passed on so that humanity could perfect their lives. So, Sutta Goswami is giving us a very important message. Now you may say, we've already heard this message. It's nothing new. And you go from first canto to the 12th canto, you more or less see the important issues being discussed again and again. And why is that? Because repetition is necessary to drive the point home. And we are so conditioned, we forget very easily. So we need to be reminded. So Sutta Goswami is saying, the personality of Godhead is situated as a Paramatma in everyone's heart. Lord is in everyone's heart as a Paramatma. As a Paramatma, He is fulfilling various activities. He is a witness to everything. He is also the ultimate sanctioner. You may desire a fancy car, a fancy house on the beach, but the Paramatma sees what's your bank balance, what's your karma balance. And he says, oh, you're not going to get a fancy car, you're going to get a cycle. And that's what you end up doing. So the Paramatma is also the ultimate sanctioning authority. So Lord in the heart protects his truthful devotee and he cleanses the desire for material enjoyment. The desire for material enjoyment is very deep in everyone's heart. That's why this issue gets discussed again and again. In the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna questioned, how is one compelled into sinful acts, even unwillingly? And the Lord responded by saying, it is lust only, the all-devouring enemy of the living entity. It is always burning like fire and is never satiated. But then Krishna says, where this enemy is located? Where? Mind, intelligence, and senses. And then he says, with the weapon of knowledge, we should destroy it. So weapon of knowledge means what? It means instructions given in the Bhagavatam, the instructions given in the Bhagavad Gita. Use that to destroy ignorance. And in this verse, Sutta Goswami says that the desire for material enjoyment can be cleansed by one who is urged, one who is keen to hear the glories of the Lord. In other words, the bottom line of this verse is, if you get attached to hearing the glories of the Lord, if you get attached to chanting the names of the Lord, then you can cleanse your heart. This point is also stated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the first verse of the Shastra, Chaitanya Paramahansa. And you can practically experience it. You can practically experience. Today the Krishna conscious movement has centers almost everywhere in the world. And even in those countries where people had never heard about Krishna, but they started chanting, and now they become outstanding devotees. Once somebody asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, can you do some magic? Where people in India often think that a saintly person is also a magician. So Prabhupada said, no, I can't do any magic. What magic I've done? So the man was very curious. What magic has Prabhupada done? He said, I have converted thousands of lectures someone who is highly disciplined on the spiritual path. That has happened how? By the power of the holy name. By the power of the holy name and Krishna Kasha. We should develop a desire to hear Krishna Katha and Hṛda. And if we get attached to that, then the heart will get cleansed. So once again, Srila Goswami is pointing out that we should develop an urge to hear, eagerness to hear, very important. And not only eagerness to hear, we should hear it attentively. Prabhupada once told us, I used to go to hear my spiritual master's lectures. Many times I would not understand, but still I would hear very attentively, where the others would often take some excuse and miss. And Bhakti Siddhantaji said, this boy hears nicely, he's going to preach nicely. So hearing is important. The Bhagavatam class should not be an extension of the sleeping period. The Bhagavatam class, you should be fully alert so you hear attentively. And if you chant properly and hear properly, it means hear attentively, then the heart will get clear. In the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna said, now I'm confused about my duty. What was Arjuna's confusion? He was being instructed by the Lord to take part in the battle. But on the other hand, he could see that on the other side, there were seniors that he respected. So Arjuna was hesitant about participating. But Krishna was inducing him to fight. So he said, now I'm confused about my duty, and I'm surrendering to you. Please guide me. So Krishna began to enlighten Arjuna. And in the 18th chapter, Krishna said, is your illusion of God? Have you heard that with an attentive mind? He said, is your illusion of God? Have you heard it with an attentive mind? And what did Arjuna say? Yes, I heard this with an attentive mind. And now I'm ready to act as directed by you. So attentive hearing is very important. In the purport, Prabhupada makes many points. He emphasizes the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord. The holy name of the Lord can be chanted in 3 different phases. The offensive stage, the stage of minimizing offenses, and the purified state. Can you all hear me clearly in the back? Can you all hear clearly in the back? So in the offensive state, we chant without having much knowledge about the offenses. But then as you associate with devotees, you get exposed to the offenses and the importance of avoiding the offenses. That is known as the stage of minimizing offenses. And you continue chanting, you come to the stage of purified chanting. This chanting can protect us from Maya. Over here in the purport, Prabhupada says, attraction to woman and wealth is very deep in everyone's heart. So our heart is contaminated. Prabhupada used to say, more black than a piece of coal. These days in Nairobi, I see coal being sold on the streets. So coal, as you know, is black. But our heart is more black than that. Well, unlimited material desire. And these are the stumbling blocks. These anarthas. It's just like if you have high temperature, even if you're offered the most palatable food, will you get a taste? No. So similarly, because of these unlimited material desires, we can't taste the bliss of spiritual life. Prabhupada in the purport says, Krishna wants us to come back to his abode, but we don't want to go back. Krishna is saying, please come back, please come back. He comes himself, leaves the scriptures behind, sends his representative, but a small minority want to surrender to him. This Krishna has explained, in the Vaikuntha world, there is no anxiety, no misery, no old age, no heat wave, no floods. Everyone is just happy serving the Lord. And everyone there, he has an aeroplane also. So, we are not interested in going back to Godhead. We seem to think that your life is more enjoyable. It's just like Papa gave this example. A hog. Hog is attracted to eating stew. You offer the hog something superior, the hog will reject it. So similarly, we have got attached, we have unlimited material attachments, and we need to purify. And the process is hearing. Not only hearing, attentive hearing. So we should make it a point to attentively hear śṛṇvatāṁ, the holy name. So the holy name can protect us from the greatest of all obstacles. In the Chaitanya you read about the story of hṛdy. hṛdy, as you know, was born in a Mahamdan family. He is considered to be an incarnation of Lord Brahma. hṛdy chanted the holy name 300,000 times a day. There was a local Qazi who was very envious that Haridas was getting so much respect. in those days, especially in Eastern India, it was the Muslims ruling. So the local representative of the king was also called a Qazi. So Qazi was very envious. His Haridas is getting so much respect. So he conspired. He called the leading prostitutes of the town and said, "Who amongst you is ready to seduce Haridas? I'll give you as much wealth as you want, but I want him to be seduced." He wanted to show to the world that Haridas is not a real saint, and people should not offer him all this respect. So all the prostitutes refused. No, we can't go in front of Haridas. He's such a powerful saint. One prostitute said, "I will seduce him, don't worry. Just give me the time." So the Qazi, he sent a prostitute to seduce him. Haridas was going to leave that hut and move to another location. Haridas would not stay in one place all the time. But when he saw the prostitute come, he said, "Let me wait and liberate her." So the prostitute came. She stood at the entrance to Haridas' bhajan kutir, and she was making very attractive postures. Haridas said, "I know you're here, but I haven't finished my rounds. Once I finish my rounds, then I'll satisfy you." So the prostitute was hearing the holy name chanting all night. And Haridas said in the morning, "I didn't complete my rounds, I'll satisfy you tomorrow." She went back and told Ramchandra Khan, "Tonight, Haridas has promised me that he'll have a relationship." So this way the prostitute heard Haridas chanting for 3 days. And after 3 days she got so purified that she became a great devotee herself. So the holy name purified a prostitute who had come with the intention of seducing Haridas, and instead she became a pure devotee. On another occasion, Maya Devi wanted to test Haridas. Maya Devi came and made very attractive postures. And Haridas was so absorbed in chanting the holy names of the Lord that he could very easily resist. So the holy name is our protector against Maya. Someone may say, "But that's Haridas, incarnation of Lord Brahma. Who are we compared to them? You can't compare us to Haridas." The point is, the holy name is as powerful today as it ever was. It's the holy name, if chanted attentively, and we hear the messages of Godhead, that will help and cleanse the heart. We should not think the holy name was powerful with Haridas, but it's not going to be of help to us. The holy name is a most important instrument, and Kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ at the same time. Kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ means topics related to Krishna. Gopal Goswami says, "Atyaha payashasya prajalpa yamaga." Prajalpa refers to topics not related to Krishna. So by and large, we are attracted to Prajalpa. But now you are being told, get attached to Krishna-kathāḥ. So in the beginning stage, that is a little difficult. Just like last night, we were talking about happiness. Happiness in goodness, happiness in passion, happiness in ignorance. The symptom of happiness and goodness is, it is better in the beginning, sweet in the end, and which wakes you up to self-realization. So we are so used to Prajalpa. Now you are being told, stop Prajalpa, get involved in Krishna-kathāḥ. That's painful in the beginning. But if we persist and endeavor with determination, then that bitterness will become sweet. So we should also take interest in Krishna-kathāḥ. If we endeavor to stop Prajalpa, Krishna will help us. Prabhupada said, you take one step towards Krishna, he takes 9 steps towards you. So in the purport, Prabhupada is pointing out that the holy name can cleanse the heart. Engaging in Krishna-kathāḥ will cleanse the heart. Just like we have the Bhagavatam class, the Gita class. Or in the Bhagavatam it is said, Nasta Paresha Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. Bhagavad Gita Shloke, Bhakti Bhagavati Narasaki. But regularly hearing attentively. So this hearing is very important. And if you hear, just by hearing, you get purified. Therefore hearing is very, very important, and we must all take part in it. And the holy name will be chanted in any situation. Papa explains in the purport. There are no hard and fast rules for chanting the holy name. It's so easy to chant the holy name. You can chant at any time, in any place, no rules and regulations. And this holy name will cleanse the heart. So Haridas was very attached to the holy name. And at that time, as we said earlier, there was Brahmin rule in India. So Haridas was called to the Qazi, and he was told, stop chanting the holy name, stop chanting. Haridas refused. So Haridas was dragged through 22 marketplaces. He was constantly being whipped. Generally their experience was that if somebody was being whipped, by the time he would reach the second or third market, he would be dead. Haridas went on chanting and see his nature. By the time they reached the 21st market, they were being dragged to different marketplaces and being whipped. Stop chanting Hare Krishna, stop chanting Hare Krishna, stop chanting Hare Krishna. We went on chanting. Those who were whipping him said, now, what will happen? The Qazi is not going to leave us alive because we failed in our mission of killing Haridas. So the Qazi is not going to leave us alive. So Haridas was so compassionate. Here is somebody who's trying to kill him. And Haridas is worried about the welfare of those who are whipping him. So Haridas, when he realized that the local Qazi would be very severe on the 2 people who were assigned to whip him to death, Haridas, what did he do? He went in deep meditation. As a result, his whole body stopped moving. And those who were whipping him said, oh, it looks like he's dead. So they touched different parts of his body and nothing was moving. Hṛdi had controlled everything by his mystic power. So they announced, Hṛdi is dead at last, dead at last, dead at last. And the message went to the king, to the Qazi. So the king said, okay, Hṛdi is dead. Let us give him a Muslim burial. The Qazi said, this man will have traitor to our religion. We are not going to give him a Muslim burial. We are going to throw him in the Ganga. So he was thrown in the Ganga. And what did Hṛdi do? He swam across, went to the other side of the sacred river, made a hut and started chanting. When the king heard that this Hṛdi, who was previously pronounced dead, is now chanting the holy name, the king could understand that this was not an ordinary activity. He could understand this man is special, and he bowed down. He bowed down and apologized. So the holy name is our most important weapon. And the holy name must be chanted with intention. We should take interest in kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ. Prabhupada had, before coming to the West, Prabhupada had translated the Srimad-Bhagavatam, published first two cantos of the Bhagavatam. But after he came to the West, he translated the Srimad-Bhagavatam 10th canto in summary form of the Krishna book. Because Prabhupada wanted all his followers to understand Krishna's pastimes in an authentic manner. Because so many people have presented Krishna's pastimes with a distorted approach. So the Krishna book, Prabhupada wanted it to be printed. There's a very nice story about it. So at that time, Prabhupada had sent 3 Grihastha couples to England to start the Krishna consciousness movement there. And our devotees had cultivated the beetles. You remember the beetles? That's how the beetles were like on top of the world. So George Harrison was being made a devotee. And Prabhupada needed money to print the Krishna book. So he told Shyam Sundar is an American devotee who was Prabhupada's secretary for a long time. And so Prabhupada told Shyam Sundar, why don't we ask George to publish a Krishna book? And Shyam Sundar said, Prabhupada is a new devotee. If I ask him, he will misunderstand me. Prabhupada said, don't worry, just ask him. So Shyam Sundar met George Harrison in England. He said, my spiritual master would like you to print this book. That is the Krishna book. And George Harrison said, okay, tell me what do you want me to do. And he went ahead and printed the Krishna book. So, and why did Prabhupada emphasize the Krishna book? Because Prabhupada wanted the devotees to know the authentic presentation of Krishna. Many people talk about Krishna, they go straight to the 10th canto. But Prabhupada wanted to present the pastimes of the Lord in a bona fide way. So read the Krishna book. The Krishna book is a summary of the 10th canto. How many of you read the Krishna book regularly. So, what's the advantage? If you read these books, you begin to meditate on these pastimes. Therefore, reading and hearing is very important. And that's how we get purified. Because again and again, this point comes up. Hearing. Hear Prajalpa, your heart will, your material desires will increase further. We hear Krishna Katha, your heart will get clear. So somebody may say, we go to work, we go to college, how can you expect we discuss Krishna Katha in office? So the answer is, of course we are practical people. Talk to the extent necessary. But beyond that, engage in Krishna Katha and in sharing the holy name. So if we do this regularly, then the material anchorings will be curbed. And this has been proven by those who have tried it. Those who share the holy name and read regularly, they are easily able to control the temptation of the illusory energy. Devesha Guramai, Mama Maya, Mama Papadente, Maya Vatam. This illusory energy is very difficult to overcome. But when it surrenders to me, can easily overcome. So what does surrender mean? Doing what the Lord wants you to do. And what does the Lord want? Chant the holy name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu emphasized 5 factors. Devotee association, sharing the holy name, hearing Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, worshipping the deity with faith and reverence, and staying in the Dham. So at least the first 4 are very important. Associate with devotee, chant, and read the scriptures. That will help us to cleanse the heart. So, please read the books regularly. Prabhupada said, these books are not just for distribution, they are meant for reading also. Yesterday, after the program, Omkar introduced me to one of his classmates. And his classmate explained that Omkar gave some small books. And he read those books and he got inspired to investigate further. Now we read the Bhagavad Gita every day before sleeping. So that's reading, and that is just a newcomer. If we read regularly, it will have magical efforts. Prabhupada said, when Krishna sees us reading these books, Krishna sees, here is someone trying to understand me. Let me give him the understanding by which he can come to me. So Krishna is anxious to help. Krishna has outlined the plan. We need to pursue this path with determination, and that will help us to make spiritual progress. And one of the activities that helps us is the Srimad Bhagavatam class. We should try to attend the Bhagavatam class, try to attend Gita class. ISKCON is actually like an educational institution where we are taught the higher values of life. So please read, chant attentively, and that will cleanse the heart. This is the sum and substance of the words we discussed today. By hearing Krishna Katha, the material hankering can get curbed. And all those who have tried this process have experienced it. Please try and make an effort to read also. Hare Krishna.